It's been a year since Twin Peaks returned, and since that time, the conundrum of Dale's journey is still very fresh. There's a similarity in Season 3's finale that has been matched before in the first daunting outcome in Season 2. Dale's course of actions has led down to a limitless adversity, and something I think we must consider about Twin Peaks' abrupt conclusion is if it can classify as closure. Closure for Dale Cooper's storyline. Is it possible that we can ever hope for a better and happier resolution? Welcome to the channel. If you're new to these analysis videos, click the subscribe button below and keep an eye out for more Twin Peaks analysis videos. Find my Twin Peaks playlist in the card above and find various videos where I discuss elements of the show, including the music score, theories, and much more. With everything put in order, let's begin. Let's take a look at the finales that took place back in 1991 and 2017, and I'll label the initial conclusion as 1, while the second labeled as 2. I'll exclude additional storylines that doesn't include Cooper in both finales. Both storylines follow a vaguely similar manner. In storyline 1, Dale enters the Red Room, an abnormal reality that he has only seen in his dreams prior to his entry now. In storyline 2, Dale arrives into a foreign location, which one can speculate as a separate reality. 1 and 2 has Dale infiltrating a portal to a separate reality on his own free will. 1 has Dale interact with unusual characters that are considered doppelgangers, including an unusual Laura Palmer. 2 involves Diane finding a copy of herself, essentially a doppelganger, and later on, Dale discovering a Laura Palmer named Carrie Page. In the moments leading up to Cooper's capture, 1 presents the mimic Laura Palmer screaming without reason. Within the final minute of 2, lost and misdirected, Carrie, as if suddenly realizing her devastating fate, screams in fear. Although the path of the 2 episodes are direct, they both feature a contrasting appearance. In conclusion 1, Dale and the audience can immediately notice the irregular behavior and atmosphere of the Red Room. It's obvious that everything is out of the ordinary. In conclusion 2, it isn't until Dale further progresses that the audience notices the irregularity of this mirrored world. It also seems that Dale doesn't fully understand that he isn't in the proper place until the final moments when he asked Carrie what year it is. For the moment, let's compare the 2 resolutions as if they were one event. Let's say in a Season 3 finale that Dale follows an identical path that he took 25 years prior when he entered the Red Room. But this time, the surroundings is heavily disguised. Dale Cooper has let himself into an outlandish prison twice now, as if that's where he truly belongs. It's possible the events in Season 3's finale is a parallel dimension of Dale's time in the Red Room at the end of Season 2, as if the Black Lodge is testing Cooper for the second time. If the setting in the Season 3 finale is indeed a parallel dimension of the Red Room, then it would only be visible within that mythological universe. It wouldn't have a connection to the real world. So in other words, this dimension is only linked to the Red Room and not the real world. Much like a stage within a building, it's only accessible from the antechamber we call the Red Room. This recognizable dimension is camouflaged to look like Dale's world. I have also said a few times in the past with speculation that Dale's departure from his 25-year imprisonment in Season 3 was allowed by a deal struck by Dale and the fireman, who allowed Cooper to accomplish his task. Dale just needed to seal his fate when the end came. He might not have known where he would end up, but agreed to the terms. Perhaps the fireman was the one testing Cooper in the Season 3 finale. Depending on his actions in this doppelganger world, he was led to a certain demise. On a technical level, Lynch might have always wanted Agent Dale Cooper's life to end as a tragedy, to show him as a selfless hero. No matter where Dale was driven to, his story might have always intended to end without the audience following him, even if he somehow learns to endure his consequences in this state. That is something we weren't meant to see. We also need to imagine how much he has suffered in his confinement in the lodge and as Dougie. We have rarely seen how much Cooper has truly felt within the 3rd season. There simply wasn't any narration or acknowledgements that reflected his current frame of mind. He could have simply allowed himself for what came next, no matter how confusing it might get. and it is a tragedy. A respectable figure is caught in an unfortunate collapse. What is more unfortunate is that the viewer is blind to his next response, thus brings the expiration of this storyline. Dale's life has proven to be in a loop in this season that always circles back to where he started. Could it be possible that he can break out of that pattern, or are we left to accept his final submission? It's possible we can see a continuation with the Twin Peaks universe, whether it's created by Lynch, Frost, or whomever, but it's likely that we might never see Cooper's liberation. But it's not impossible. Before I give my final thoughts on Twin Peaks, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Based on your interest for the show, you can find my recent analysis videos where I go over the show's soundtracks and analyze its strengths in a series I call Score Uncovered. I have already covered the original 2 seasons in Fire Walk With Me. Find that series in the card above or in the description below. One of the greatest things Twin Peaks has got going for it is its mysteries. David Lynch has exhibited a tremendous amount of puzzles within the show that is virtually unattainable, allowing us as the audience to establish our own conclusion. We can signify Dale Cooper's turn of events unlucky or fortunate, depending on our viewpoint. We might say that Cooper has somehow failed in his task, or one can say Cooper's expectations of his role has led him to a point of no return. He must finish what he has started no matter what it brought to him. Let's say the show goes on to a new season. Who's to say that the next ending will not end on a cliffhanger? Whatever happens to Twin Peaks, whether it continues to a 4th season or not, Dale's journey might never end. So to end this video, I want to ask you guys a question. I have heard so many different thoughts on the show's conclusion since I started working on Twin Peaks videos a year ago. But now I want to ask, do you think there is potential for the show to continue now? Thank you for watching the video. I know a lot of you have been wanting more Twin Peaks material, and I promise I won't be stopping anytime soon, so stay tuned for more in the near future. I haven't forgot about you guys. Thank you again, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you.